And we're here to celebrate the retirement of 44 years of Doug Smith. Let's give him a hand. I've been talking to Doug a lot lately about the old days and I'm kind of a historian about Bill Jacobs' history. And one thing I never found out is what, got Doug interested in getting the job here to begin with. And I think I figured it out. I was looking through some of the old articles and old newspaper ads that I've collected over the years. And in 1967 of October, coincidentally the date that Doug started here, Bill Jacobs ran an ad called the mini dress special. And can I show you that? Can you all see that? That ad? I don't know if that had anything to do with Doug wanting to work here or not. The mini dress special with Bill Jacobs. See that? See that, guys? The mini 1967. This is not But for the record, I certainly do not condone that type of advertising. I'd like to introduce, it's my honor to introduce Gene Jacobs.
I certainly want to tell you that we are so appreciative that Doug came to work for our organization. He was always one of the best team makers like all of you are. And we are so grateful. In fact, my heartfelt thanks for all of you, but particularly for him, his loyalty, and just for tolerating us. So thank you.
I'd like to introduce Doug's family. Doug Smith needs no introduction. Doug's wife Bonnie, raise your hand, stand up. 43 years, is that right?
Yes.
43 years of marriage. That deserves a round of applause as well. Daughter Jennifer. Sister-in-law Tina. Son Jeremy. And Jeremy's wife Kara. And the grandchildren, which we know he adores. Taylor, Rachel, Ryan, Tara. Okay. I'm glad you all could be here, and I didn't expect to see familiar faces from ex-employees here. And it's really good to see them. There's too many to name, but we appreciate you being here, and thank you for your service as well to Bill Jacobs. Give them all a round of applause. A couple more introductions from Service After Sales. District Manager Dave Beatty. See what you look like. Oh, how you doing? Chevrolet Zone Manager of After Sales would like to come up and say a few words. Fred Peterson.
Thank you. At Chevrolet, we like to recognize what we call the everyday hero. And what's an everyday hero? It's the guy that basically shows up every day and does what he can to serve the customer, satisfy the customer. I did a little math, 44 years working. Take out weekends, holidays, vacations, whatever. I come up with about 10,340 days working. I may be off a couple.
How many hours?
Multiply that by 8. So what's that, 80,000? And you think about it, if you just satisfied one customer a day, that's over 10,000 customers. If you do the math, 2 customers a day, 3, you probably have satisfied somewhere in the area of 40,000, 50,000 customers over 44 years. That's astounding. That is an everyday hero. And I'd like to acknowledge that if you come up. What we have for Doug.
You're my hero.
acknowledges Doug Smith, 44 years of service, and Bill Jacobs as an everyday hero. Hopefully you wear that proudly. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Fred. Okay, to put 44 years in perspective, I started thinking about that. 44 years ago when Doug started, the Camaro was just introduced. Is that right, Doug? And it was about $2,600, right? But you could afford the gas because it was 33 cents a gallon, right? Lyndon Johnson was the President of the United States. I was in diapers. I'm a Believer by the Monkees was the #1 song in America. Remember that one? So 44 years is obviously an extremely long time. Very rare. You don't see that every day. And you know, you don't know in the future if people will stay working and employed at the same dealership that long, but it really is a milestone. You know, in a lot of cases we spend more time with our coworkers than we spend with our own families. And I say this all the time, but it's underestimated and underappreciated. And you know, you really don't get to choose who you work with. It just kind of is. And I think we all feel blessed to have worked with Doug as a friend and as a talented technician here. And at least I feel that way, and I think you all do as well. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm told that 2 of Doug's favorite things are Harley Davidsons and his grandkids, right? Is that true? That's true. Okay, for his Harley, we have this nice handle, come on up. Handlebar fork bag. You might be saying, okay, the guy's worked here 44 years, you think we could have been a little bit more extravagant than this little bag. Is anybody thinking that? Yeah? You thinking that?
I can't wait.
Well, why don't you look inside that bag, Doug?
We'll see those.
There's $100 in that bag for every year that you've worked at Bill Jacobs, and it doesn't come close to the value that you've given us. I certainly hope you will put that to good use and do something that you'll really enjoy. You certainly deserve it, there's no doubt about it. And do I have an assistant over here for one more thing? I want everybody to gather around to see this. Pull that down. Okay, that banner will hang. That banner will hang in honor of Doug's incredible service to be a reminder that loyalty and a job well done does not go unnoticed.
Wow. Awesome. I woke up and did my usual routine today, and I said, Jesus, the last Friday I'm going to work. And I thought, no, I didn't work yesterday either, so actually how do you sum it all up? Family, I guess. Mrs. J years ago said you're part of one big happy family, and that's true because you spend a third of your life with the folks you work with. And I was the youngest one at one time, and now I'm the older one. And we every day that we come to work, we get a day over together. And I can't. There's so many people that are my family now here that I can't express. Every day they would help me do something. We'd smile together. We'd laugh, and there were sad days too, because when you work with people so long, they begin to have tragedy in their life and things. And you know, a lot of us are lucky to be nearby where they can, you know, lean on you and you can give them a hearing ear. And it's really not like working. You know, when you come and see your family every day. All you have to do if you get in and have a problem here at Bill Jacobs is say, I need some help. and they'll knock you down trying to get to you. It's an amazing group of people, but more so, you're all my amazing family. And no, you're not going to throw anything at me, Luther. It's been a wonderful trip, you know, from '67 to now. And you know, anyone that knows me at all, when I say this, they're going to say that's a first. But I'm really at a loss for words, other than to say thanks for the memories, and I have plenty of those. And I love each and every one of you as though you were my children. Every day, and I'm going to pray for you, and that's a fact. Mrs. J, I have to tell a story. When I saw Mrs. Jacobs a few minutes ago, I remember back in '67, my boss says, Doug, I got a special job for you. And I said, okay. He said, I want you to go over to Mrs. Jacobs' house, and he said, I want you to fix her garage door. It's making noise. Take some tools with you and fix it. So I got over there, and it didn't take very long. I fixed it up, tightened it, and I said, is this okay, Mrs. J? She said, yeah, it sounds good to me. She said, come in and have some milk and cookies. And I said, oh, I really need to go. You know, she said, no, you'll have milk and cookies. So I had the milk and cookies, and I thought, you know what? I'm glad her garage door kind of held up, or I'd weigh 300 pounds right now. But the Jacobs have been a real blessing to me. And, you know, the one big happy family, I mean, that's true. It really is true. And I have them to thank for a whole lot of things. Raised kids with them, you know, paid for homes and cars and all that kind of thing. Never been laid off a day in my life. And I just don't know what the heck I'm going to do without seeing you rascals each and every day like before. But I'm going to come and visit, so beware. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
That's the end of our show, unless somebody else would like to come up and talk. Enjoy the lunch and the stories that Doug probably has for us during lunch. Thanks.